When I get money, I go washa. Give me one honey, I go washa. Bring that flavor with the platter. Rands and dollars and a kwacha. I am from the motherland, yeah. Sanbona ni dumela inda, yeah. When you want me going, I go out, yeah. Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. The Soweto Kota Festival podcast is finally here. And of course, just to give you a little bit of a breakdown for it, we're going to be inviting a lot of guests. So we're going to be inviting a lot of people within the Soweto Kota Festival network, including the sponsors, including the entertainers, including, the vendors. And speaking about the vendors, to kickstart our first episode, we are joined by the owner of a Street Bite based in Rockville, Soweto. And she's a third runner of 2023 Soweto Kota Festival, meaning she is in the top 3 of the vendors that actually won the competition at 2023 Soweto Kota Festival. Ms Amanda Mphuthi from Street Bite. As you can see here, she prepared a dish for us here so that you also can see her work that actually got her to win the third prize at Soweto Kota Festival 2023. So Ms Amanda Mphuthi, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time here. I just want us to talk about your business. I just want us to talk about Street Bite before Soweto Kota Festival and after Soweto Kota Festival. And also, I want you to tell me what led to your passion in the food industry. What actually influenced your passion. So, as a starter, let me give you this opportunity to introduce yourself. Who is Amanda Mphuthi, and why Street Bite?
Thank you so much, Elvis. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Amanda Mphuthi. I'm situated in Rockville. My business is Street Bites. It's solely owned by myself, and it was established 2021. And prior to that, I had another catering business. I think catering for me comes as a passion, the love of food. For me, food is everything. So presentation of food, we all eat with our eyes. So for food, for me, it's art, it's creative. Given the opportunity, you can do so much in the kitchen if you're really passionate about something. So prior to Street Bites being established, I did have a catering company with my late mom, and we used to cater at the stadiums for a public broadcaster. And we really loved it. I think it was mom's passion that, she transferred it to me as well. So like I said, we're a tag team that loves loves food. So in her honor, she passed away 6 years ago. I then decided to, build something in her honor, just to, in loving memory of what she loved the most. So that's how Street Bite was established, 2021. And because we are in Soweto, our street is very busy with buses and school kids. So I then thought, street bites, having a bite in the streets, basically.
Yeah.
So my offering prior to Amakota, because they were not part of my initial plan, we had pizza. We've got a pizza oven outside. I love wood oven pizza, so I then thought, let me do something, unique, a kasi, basically, and also having wings and ribs and full chicken. So that was that's what people loved quite a lot. And my customers, like I said, would travel all the way from the Vaal in Sandton in 4 ways because of word of mouth was a powerful tool for me. I'm not really a social media guru, but with word of mouth, that's how people got to hear about Street Bites. Outside would put benches, there'd be music, DJs, so it would create that vibe of you can sit and eat in, it's in almost like a restaurant situation. Okay. So we'd have kids that would come over. So it's been a roller coaster ride because now when you starting a business off, you start off like you're very excited. You include family in it, thinking that they'll have your back, but unfortunately, with the challenges that I've had, it's been rough, basically.
Yeah.
So like I said, Kotas were not part of my initial plan. So it just so happened that when I closed a couple of months ago, someone said, "Why don't you do food, that people can easily, So that's how the Kota came. It did not come like this the first time. It was a it was bland. It was like I was trying to be someone who I'm not, So for
Okay.
me, creativity comes, like I said, we eat with our eyes first before we put it in our mouths. So I then came up with different ideas of how to make it, outstanding. It shouldn't be the same as the ordinary kota that you'd get up the road. So this is how it came about. I use organic herbs. We
See,
harvest.
there's a lot of greenies here.
Yes, we have it. We
Yeah.
still have to eat healthy. It doesn't have to be all
Yeah.
junk. So for me, I was a health freak as well. So I then thought, let me bring something that will entice people. Have your colors, have your what's this, the edible flowers as
Yeah.
well. So this was the presentation that I had done for the competition.
The guys that we found here, when we arrived,
Yes,
they say this stuff is freshly produced, like they are the
so
farmers.
true.
How
So
do you
true.
partner with them? What is the partnership?
Honey, let me remember how. Okay, so Mpati is my neighbor.
Okay.
So I think
Isn't like next door,
not next door, but the street opposite.
Okay.
Yes. So his dad and my dad were very close. So what had happened is when I started doing Amakota the first time,
Yeah.
he then came with a suggestion that he harvests fresh herbs and vegetables. How about we partner up? So for me, it was a definite yes because I wanted something different. So that's just something that no one has done before. So
Yeah.
that's how we got together. And ever since, he's a lifesaver because it just takes out that extra element that's in the kota where
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
that crunch, but you don't know what it is. So we infuse the lettuce, we infuse the parsley, the rocket. So it just gives that extra crunch in the kota
They
as well.
say, they say that black people don't collaborate in business. I think this is an actual proof that actually we do. It's just a matter
It
of
works.
finding the right tribe,
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Finding that tribe. So when he came apart with this idea, I was like, let's go for it. Because also I wanted to him assist me. I want to grow my own herbs and everything so that it's part of Street Bites. And
Okay.
we, together with him, like you're saying, just that partnership where I can have a Zen garden inside Street Bites, which would be really nice when people come in because he's told me that there are plants where it creates a good energy within the restaurant itself. So I really want this is the beginning of many things to happen because, like
Yeah.
I said, when I'm bringing back my pizzas, fresh herbs and all these other vegetables, is one thing that would put us.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about Soweto Kota Festival. How did you hear about Soweto Kota Festival first time? First time you heard about Soweto Kota Festival and decided I should give it a try.
So I stay in Rockville, and the
Okay.
Kota Festival is at Elka Stadium.
Uh-huh.
I've known about it for years, but I've never attended the festival as
Why?
a.
What would be the reason for
I'm
you
not
to
too
attend?
sure. I've asked myself that. I'm not too sure why. And it's
Okay.
always been here. I think
That's
perhaps
next to you.
I know. I think perhaps Mklampe, when I was working, the dates clashed or something like that. But I've never
Okay.
actually attended. So the girls that I was working with saw Sidwell coming to buy, and I didn't even know Sidwell. So she
Just
was
saw a guy coming to like
Yes.
buy,
as
some
a normal
water.
customer,
Yeah.
and I treat all my customers with the greatest
Yeah.
of care, and no one is better than the other one. Like I said, when I give you the food, I always do quality checks. I'm always the one in the kitchen, not the face of Street Bites. I'm always the one at the back checking that everything I take out is of good quality.
Yeah.
So I don't know most of my customers, which is wrong, but I'll try and get to know them. So the girls saw him and was like, "Yo, this is the founder of Kota Festival," and I think the date had already passed, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And
Date for applying for the slot.
applying, yes.
Okay.
So when she gave me a bit of background, I'm like, let's do it. It's for me, it was just for the experience. It was just for the fun and to get to know what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Get connections, network. So for me, I didn't go in there saying I'm going to win this because it had been about 4 months starting the Kota business, so it hasn't been long. So we're also just trying to make sure that our offering is of good standard. Then we did the application. Um, I think the one thing I love the most, because I do have an event background experience, I think the way they had segmented, firstly, for instance, the launch, the media launch, that for me was like, it gave us that confidence. We would say, okay, these people know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's been the 6th year
Yeah.
this year. So for them to just, introduce the vendors, introduce the suppliers, they're having to interact with the suppliers at the media launch. That to me was really great. It was a step into, going into an event that I knew I'm going to learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
So nervous as I was, we did it. And yeah, I came third place.
Wow. And what was your feel, when because I know obviously like the prizes they announce at the event on Saturday, right?
Yes.
And everybody's watching. They like come to the stage.
Yes.
Come and take pictures. They call your name in front of like a whole lot of crowd. I mean, it's like what, over 8,000 people.
Yes.
What was the feel? What was the mood for you?
So let's take it back a bit. Going to which is something that was really great. Having to hear that last year they were judging on the day, which is quite crazy because it gets very crazy there. So I don't think people, did their best, because you can't be doing a competition when you're trying to serve customers as well. So I think that some people just said it was a mess, and they lost out on opportunity to show their best. So for them to, separate it from the actual event itself, it was really nice. So we had it, and you had 20 minutes to do your thing and go to the judges and explain what you had done for them. So that was really nice from the onset. Wow. And then also just working with Blue Ribbon, it was so amazing. Pierre was just very accommodating, and he could help wherever he could. So that was really nice, and just the experience on the day was great. So coming to the event itself, I think there's a lot of key learnings there and what to do and what to do for next year. So the experience was really, it was exciting. It was very exciting. I think I didn't know what to expect, basically. Yeah. So I went in there. We picked a spot with my team, and we just started doing what we do in the kitchen, basically, but on a bigger scale, because it was more people.
Of course. Yeah.
So I think when it got to me, when I really was shaking, was when Upia was saying, "Hey, Street Bites, meet us at the back of the stage in the next 15 minutes." So I'm like, for me, I was really excited for being the top 10. So when that video came out, I was like,
I was like, you know what, that's for me.
Made it.
I'm fine.
I made it. And then when he said to me, "Let's meet at the backstage in 15 minutes," oh my gosh, I think I had no words. Like, I didn't know what to. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. So we got backstage, and I see the other two guys, and we're like, and everyone was
you know the guys?
No, not at all. We just met at the media launch, just so we had not.
Because the other guys from Alex, right? And then the other guys from Dobsonville. We also gonna be interviewing them. So the next coming episodes will be featuring Siga Culinary and Love Bite, which are also on the top 3 winners for the 2023 Soweto Kota Festival. Yes.
Super exciting.
Yeah.
I still haven't. It still hasn't sunk in that you're
okay, let's talk about this. And then, like, when you compare the day that you won, or not even won, but let's talk about at Soweto Kota Festival in terms of business, in terms of numbers. Would you say that the day was more profitable than the regular day? When you're operating here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'd say that experience doesn't compare to my daily experience.
Okay.
At the Street Bike, because the numbers were big, the profits were even bigger. And
even bigger.
So
shout out to Soweto Kota Festival for plugging businesses in Soweto. Man.
They put us on a map. They exposed our businesses. It was it's something
Yeah.
amazing that they're doing,
Yeah.
and yeah, we're grateful for it, definitely.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And then where to after Soweto Kota Festival? Where to after Soweto Kota Festival? What was your because it's been like what, little over almost 2 months, right?
Yeah.
Um, I suppose you had plans before, and I suppose you have actioned some of the plans, in the last about 60 days or so. What happened after Soweto Kota Festival? What's changed in your business? I just want to know that.
So, like I said, I'm very grateful for the exposure. People now know who or what Street Vibes is
Street
all
vibes,
about.
yeah.
Even though I had temporarily put my initial offering on the side, that's what I want to bring back into Street Bites,
Your
basically.
initial offering, you mean?
The
The
pizzas,
pizza.
the ribs, the wings, because
Okay.
that's that customer base. I don't want to let go of it.
Okay.
So also not excluding other people, it got to includes people who have no access or have no
Yeah.
so it's for the people. It's for the streets, basically. So I want to incorporate all the menus I have so that I can make sure my customer base increases as well. And yeah, in the future, I'm looking forward to have franchises.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, so that Street Bites
Yeah.
is it's spotted everywhere else. So basically, that entails a really strong team behind me. It entails a really strong social media strategic plan so that people can know, because word of mouth it should be part of the marketing strategy, but it shouldn't be the only thing. So
Yes.
for me, just work on
Yes.
my social media, get everyone to know where I'm at,
Yeah.
and yeah, just have a strong team, because without a strong team, you can't do it alone. I tried to
Ah,
do it alone; it doesn't work. So I
yes.
really need, a strong background so that I know that when we're venturing to bigger and greater plans,
Yeah.
I don't have to be scared that my baby, the first one in Rockville, will will not
Yeah.
succeed. So that's what I'm looking forward to do. To just have a solid team, make sure that my offering is there, and yeah, to just grow Street Bites.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about a team, and I think the part that I want to touch on is the social media part, because I think social media is a great tool, powerful tool actually, that is able to transform businesses, that is able to transform lives, that is able to transform a whole lot of things in terms of like communications. Because I come from a corporate communications, strategic corporate communications, meaning a combination of public relations and marketing. And talking about tools like social media, especially for small businesses, that's one tool that if you really invest in it, you can never go wrong. You can never go wrong. You'll always see positive results. So yeah, the Street Bite should definitely invest in social media and make sure that it's out there and tell its own story, that hey guys, you know what, we are winning in this thing. Are you participating again? Are you seeing yourself participating again at
Oh,
Soweto Kota Festival next year?
definitely. Yes, definitely. It's such an amazing experience, especially for small businesses.
Yeah.
Also, don't have the mentality that you are going there to win, because if it doesn't happen, then
Yeah.
it just creates, bad taste in the mouth. Go there,
Just go there and do your thing.
have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. That's the most important thing. Interact with people, interact with sponsors. You'll never know that you might just get what's this good relations, and they grow your business. So you'll
Yeah.
never know.
Yeah.
So for me, a definite yes. Going there to have fun, going there with different ideas, but maintaining what the original Kota, because you don't want to now go and do something ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
keeping it real.
Yeah, because I've seen a whole lot of different quarters there, man. It's like, yo, some of them are tall, some of them are like big. Like you see a whole lot of different quarters, but I think it's creativity at the end of the day.
Yes, it is.
Because
yeah.
like the regular quarter that we buy, in our neighborhoods, it's totally different from what we are eating at Soweto Kota Festival.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They've upped the game. They've
Yeah.
made it bigger and better. But I think also, I think taste. is more important than anything. You can
Yes,
build
of
a
course.
mountain, and if it doesn't taste good, then what's the purpose of
Sure.
that? So taste would be great. The presentation also, it lures people to come and taste. What is this? It looks so good.
Yeah.
So for me, the simpler the better. But the taste, the quality should be as awesome as anything. So
Yeah.
you can build, like I say, a double deck, but it doesn't taste great. So what's the purpose of having
Mm-hmm.
that big thing that you can't even eat it because it's so big? So like for me at the
Yeah.
competition, that's why I said, let me keep it simple. Let me keep it.
Yeah.
Presentation must be good, quantity, quality. That's what I went. That's what I went with, and the color as well. So I
Yeah.
had my edible flowers there. So maybe
I
that.
see it's got a lot of greens. It reminds me of the Springboks now, eh?
Yes, of course, of course. I even had the opportunity to do a
Yeah.
Book Friday Kota.
Yeah.
Um,
I should play around with it.
well, I did it. I
Hmm.
actually did. I had one. So really nice. It's always nice to play around with food. We're not limited. There's
Yeah.
so much to play around with. As long as it tastes great, it looks great. There's nothing impossible.
Were you always like as a young person? I know now you are in business, but as a young person, were you always interested in like playing around with food? In the kitchen, because I know like kids they showcase their interest or their talent, or rather let's say passions, as they are young, playing around with so many different things. You can actually, if you are a conscious a parent, you are able to pick up that this person is actually interested in
Yes.
this type of a thing, and potentially they will pick this type of a career. As a young person, as a kid growing up, were you always conscious, or maybe not maybe not conscious, but were you always like a person who's like fully hands-on when it comes to food, like playing around in the kitchen or with your mom or whoever who was in the kitchen?
Yes, definitely. Like I said, my mom loved food, so I got it from her basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think from my end I was conscious about it, because when you're at home, you need to help out with food. You need to help out with this and that.
Yeah.
So like it came as a passion. It wasn't something that I pursued to go and study it. So I
Yeah.
have not studied anything hospitality.
Mm.
So like it just came in natural to just mix this and that and taste how it tastes like.
Yeah.
And obviously the outcome would be something different, something nice. So
Mm.
baking with mom, cooking, frying, whatever it is, it just came natural. No one went out the way to study it. Like I said, I have an events background, so I think that also just helped with
Yeah.
putting this nice dish together.
Okay, great stuff. There's a writing inside your shop, and for those of you that don't know, we are recording inside the shop. And when I say the shop, this is where they operate. This is where they make this kind of stuff. So there's a stove here. There's a whole lot of equipment that you can think of in terms of like operating a food or a restaurant. You know, and there's a writing inside the shop. It says, "In loving memory of Mrs. Octavia Nontutuzelo Mphuthi, your beautiful light continues to shine in our hearts." That you said that's your mother.
Yes, that's my mom, my queen mother.
Yeah. So why did you decide to put that message inside the shop?
Ah, gosh, it brings back good memories with mom. Um, True. My mom was everything, like she was a best friend. We did things together. Um, you know, Food is something that we enjoyed doing together. So when she passed on, I then wanted to dedicate something that's going to remind me of her and her legacy, so that I don't know, like for me, it's such a special thing for me just to dedicate this place to her, because before we used to cater in the house, with her love for catering, this came up basically just to say, I'm doing
Yeah.
this in your memory, in your loving memory, in your honor, so that my kids and my great grandkids can know that, Ukoko was here. She, I'd wish that she was here to see this place and, you know, give her all the resources to fulfill her dream on having a kitchen, in terms of having to trade and have a business. in food and in catering. So this is in her memory. And I know she's watching over. So I have
Of
a
course,
picture.
that's
as well.
exactly what I wanted to say.
Yes.
That
I have a picture of her as well in the kitchen.
yes,
Just knowing that I'm that she's here. So for me, this is something it's very dear to my heart because it's
yeah,
initially for her.
that's lovely. That's great. Thank you so much, Miss
Miss,
Amanda
yes,
Mphuthi.
yes,
I think you did great at Soweto Kota Festival actually, because there were a lot of vendors there.
they
A lot of
were
vendors.
like over 40 or so.
Over 40,
I think,
and you
yeah,
came top 3.
number 3, yes.
Wow.
So yeah, I remember. I don't know. My phone just sabotaged me on the day, so I couldn't take any pictures
Oh,
in memory of what had happened. So just them saying, "Okay, come through behind the stage," and having to see the other judges that were there,
yes.
and they went up with the check. I'll show you the check and the trophy. It's in
Yeah.
here somewhere. And then when they called third runner up, Street Bites, I was like, oh my gosh,
Is that me or there's another street fight?
Maybe there's another Street Bites. Getting up the stage, receiving the
Yeah.
check and the award itself.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever, ever would I have imagined that, I'd be
Ah,
part of
man.
that. So I'm extremely grateful. I'm grateful to God, just, opening that opportunity because if it were up to me, I would not even have attempted such. So grateful for the team that was behind me and the team that was there to actually, execute
Yeah.
the work that was supposed to be executed. Just having fun that day. It was so amazing. So I'd do it
Yeah.
again. I'd definitely do it again. So
Yeah.
really excited. Thank
And
you.
then have you ever attended any other event where you showcased your food skills, your talents, like where you were selling food besides Soweto Kota Festival?
No, it was the first time.
Is it?
Very first time.
Yeah.
I had not even thought about it. But
Wow.
now it's given me, an open mind to just go for it. There's nothing to it. So definitely now I'll start, because now we are capable. We've got the experience, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the menu
Yes.
as something that maybe we can close with. Let's talk about the menu that you offer now. Just a breakdown of it. I know you said you were doing your initial offering is a pizza, ribs, but now you do quarters. Let's talk about the menu. How do you break down your menu, or how do you decide how much is this quarter and how much is that quarter? And what do you put inside? How do you determine that?
Okay. So when it comes to costing, obviously you need to make sure you break down the costs of how much do you buy all the ingredients for. Also, you include your spices, you include your sauces, you include every single item that's on the quota that determines the amount that you charge it for, as well
Okay.
as the VAT, because we do pay for the VAT. So that's also something that I'm trying to be perfect in, so that I know how to structure my pricing. So
Yeah.
starts with the 15 rand. That's
Oh, that's
basic
nice.
basic one with my chips are crinkle cut. I do my own chips. I crinkle cut my chips. That has the chips, it has the cheese and the egg as well as the sauces. So that's your 15 rand one. And then we go to the 35 rand one. That's got the ration as well. I don't put in acha, so we're going gourmet goddess.
Oh.
And then we have another one that's got the
Is that a
rib.
conscious decision? Why
Yes.
why did you decide not Archer?
I think it's just something that I would not like to have in a gota, basically. So
Okay.
like I wanted something different. So
Okay.
if you really want something with a bit of spicy or something, so we do have like hot sauce that we put on the gota.
As you
itself.
said, you're going for a healthier.
Yes, healthier
version.
version. So we
Yeah.
do have chili sauce that you put on if a customer wanted something chili on
Yeah.
the gota itself. And then we recently introduced the boerewors on behalf of the box. So we've got a boerewors gota as well. So that's
Wow,
your
okay.
your last number has all the meats. It's got the bacon, the rib, the Russian, and the Wors as well.
Yeah.
So that's your last number with everything else. And then yeah, so right now that is my offering for now, but I'm going to be adding extras so that it's a nice variety.
Yeah.
It's not something that's boring. So yeah, and I think I like the most the square eggs. You know, nice square eggs. That just creates some
Oh.
design in the kota itself. So
Okay.
yeah. And then yeah.
Nice. All right. Just in closing, can you take us through what's inside that kota? Like the ingredients. I see some avocado there, and also what inspired you to like make that combination?
So here we have something different, something new. So our bread must always be fresh. So
Okay.
that's one thing that I always make sure that the bread must be fresh every single morning. So I have a delivery, a local bakery that delivers my bread in the morning. Then we have first we layer our harvested lettuce, which is quite great because you want the crunch
Yeah.
when you take your first bite. And then we have a crinkled chips. I like to make them not too dry, not too like a slab chips. So it must also have crunch in there. And then we have our sauces together with different kinds of meats. So we've got two different kinds of meats: the Russian as well as the rib burger, which is a fillet. So there's no bones in that. And then we've got a square egg, which is, it depends on the customer if they want it sunny side up or if they want it well done. So right here we've got a nice, almost well done egg. We've got our cheese as well. And then just to top it off with our edible flowers, we've got also parsley leaves and rocket, because it also gives a nice taste, a distinct taste to it. And then just top it up with parsley leaves, just to give it that greenery as well, and that's our kota. So I think we can name it our first bite, because you're gonna have your first bite to the kota. And
Yeah, officially it has a name.
yes, officially first bites.
That's lovely.
Yeah. So then we just add our edible flour just for presentation as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
our kota.
Great stuff. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
time, and
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for accommodating us here.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's not everybody that can just say, look, come into my shop, let's record inside the shop, you know, because this is a very important space. This is a very sacred space, you know, because this is where your talent gets to be unleashed, you know, your passion gets to live. So this is like almost like being vulnerable, you know, with us. So thank you so much for coming in as the first guest
Wow.
of this podcast. Hopefully we're gonna have you for the second one, because it'll be lovely, you know, to talk to you about everything food, about everything Soweto Kota Festival, you know, about everything that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This is the first episode, or rather episode 1 of the Soweto Kota Festival podcast, otherwise #SKF podcast. My name is Ms Amanda, and of course, continuing from this, we're going to be joined by many individuals from the Soweto Kota Festival network, including our sponsors, including our strategic partners, stakeholders, more vendors, those that are in the entertainment side of things. They are also going to come, and we're going to break down a whole lot of things about Soweto Kota Festival and other things that they are busy with in their professions and in their lives. So for now, what I would love for you to do is to subscribe on YouTube, follow our pages on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, but most importantly, subscribe on YouTube and help us grow this audience. And let's look forward to the next Soweto Kota Festival next year in September 2024. Cheers. My name is Ms Amanda, and this is the SKF podcast, and we are out. Thank you.